Hi, I'm Laurie Dobson, and today is January 29th, 2020. Today is a marvelous day to talk about something that is going to change the dynamic of capitalism in a big way. It was done through innovation and some pretty wonderful people that are independent-minded who banded together. What I've been saying for months now is we need a David to go up against all these Goliaths of industry and corporations, and in this case, Wall Street executives and hedge fund managers. So what happened was Reddit, the app Reddit, has readers who got together and formed their own subgroup. Long story short here, were able to notice something in the stock market that a hedge fund was about to do to drive a company down, GameStop. And what they did was decide to intervene and buy the stocks so that they couldn't be driven down to a point where the hedge fund guys would, bottom it out. And so the stock, instead of going down on a short sell, went up. And the exposure was huge on the hedge fund company's side because they had bought it all up expecting to sell it short. So interfering that way, which happens all the time on the stock market, but was done this time to help the little guys that invested in GameStop and not to help the hedge fund guy who came in and expected to have an easy piracy. And he comes in with his big ship, and lo and behold, there was a fleet helping out this ship that was about to get invaded, the GameStop. It's pretty awesome. And so as a result, today, I find out that this remarkable thing also made profit for these guys. And the hedge fund had to be bailed out by two other hedge funds because apparently it had gone bankrupt in this short sale. So what happened was that occurred. One of those hedge funds that helped bail them out, Citadel, has an interesting investor, Janet Yellen, our new Treasury Secretary, who, interestingly enough, owns interest, $800,000 in Citadel, which came in and helped pump up the company that was doing all of this. And that's kind of curious in light of the fact. And I'm just reading a post right now, somebody saying somebody should go to jail. Yeah. In light of the fact that today, the White House apparently, according to Robinhood, which is the app where people can go in and trade, and apparently, supposedly helps the day traders make their trades in a fair way and in a discreet way, which is apparently not the case. And there's more on that. You can find out all this. And I posted it on my website. However, by doing this, the White House has intervened, according to a Robinhood employee who said that they wanted to, and what has happened has come out of this is that Robinhood has said they have to restrict the trading on GameStop. So they can't do any more on that particular in that particular company. And so why they've been targeted and why they have not been able to be traded is there's no good reason for that. It hasn't happened to anyone else for all kinds of criminalities, and yet it's happening to a situation where some hedge fund guys, some elite guys, some moneyed people are hurting, and now they're crying foul on the very thing that they do over and over again to screw the little people. So it's a situation where we are the 99% actually got to flex some of that 99% muscle. That is the way I think we're going to get out of a lot of this. We're going to get out by feeling and understanding our power. They're going to try to clamp down on it, just like apparently the White House, a.k.a. Janet Yellen, a.k.a. all those other people who have money in the markets and the hedge funds and want to keep making their money. The ones that are in government, the very, very corrupt that want that. It's pretty crazy. And somebody said, when you see AOC and Donald Trump Jr. on the same side, you know something is fishy is afoot. So all I can say is more will be revealed. But the information is going to Project Veritas and Glenn Greenwald, who is an excellent journalist and who will definitely look into this. Ben Swan is covering this. On Fox, Tucker Carlson is also discussing this, and some other places. So this has hit the big time. Why I'm talking about it now? I don't trade in stocks at this point. I've gotten out of the market. Never was seriously trading anyway. But that sort of thing is for people that have money to burn. However, I am happy to hear when any kinds of fairness can come out of a situation, however briefly. You know, sometimes the tide can turn when it gets to a point where something just happens. You know, it can be a bubble crashing. It can be something like that. It can be events that happen unexpectedly that we don't anticipate. But in this case, it happened because a couple of people, some people got together and decided they wanted to change a dynamic where the billionaires always get whatever they want. I noticed today somebody was offering $50,000 to the person who could come up with the best rationale, the best good reason for using it. And it almost seemed to me like there's going to be some efforts to make it easier or better or fairer for others. There are going to be some sort of trinkety gestures, you know, like throwing a bone under the table for the clamoring hordes to scrabble over. And I'm not real. I'd like to think that this could snowball. So I'm just suggesting that it should snowball, and I'm making a call for that. So anywhere you have the power to band together with some people and make an economic impact somewhere, and then credit it later. You know, there will be some pushback, obviously. You know, when they tried to do this with Israel for some of their egregious violations of human rights, and there is an attempt to boycott, divest, and sanction. It's called the BDS. Washington was quick to try to make that illegal. No, we can't use the power of our economy, even though Bill Clinton said it's the economy is stupid, you know, and follow the money whenever you want to find the source of a corruption. You know, you can try to follow the money. It usually disappears in some sort of bank somewhere. But when you can make a difference and an impact to the guys that think they have it all sewn up, you know, so comfortable making their gazillions doing what they're doing, and then there's some pushback from an unlikely source, I feel that that's cause for celebration, and it should allow us to understand that we can direct our abilities to make positive change. Unfortunately, it could also breed a lot more, you know, greed and people just wanting to continue to game the situation and then getting greedy, because these sorts of things, they lure you in and you don't know. So it's important to kind of keep everybody else honest. That's what regulation was intended to do. Anyway, I'm hoping that the White House will be thoroughly exposed by trying to shut this down, and the device Robinhood has been shown to be a faulty vehicle, because they are actually reporting to hedge funds on the activities and making money off it, on the activities of the smaller traders and their inclinations, proclivities, whatever. I think the whole thing is just a mess, but that's just part and parcel for what's going on right now in general. So I am talking about this as it relates to other things as well. There are some efforts by some towns, some governors even, to blow the whistle on people they feel have a message or a point of view that they don't like. And they want to create a scenario where they could be considered domestic terrorists. They could be disappeared. You could break families up. And they're encouraging children to spy on their adults, on adults, not just their parents, but anyone. So that's a real great way to make sure that children do not play a part in society. Who could want someone around that could arrest you if you said a word and it was misunderstood by a child and it was reported? You know, those are the worst kinds of countries that we're looking at those things happening now, and we're excusing them. And I can't excuse that. I'm doing these videos and I'm calling it out. I'm saying I'm crying foul wherever I believe it needs to be called, and nothing's sacred, because nothing is sacred anymore, except our own inner understanding of what's true, our own decision to abide by it, our own faith in that process, and our own ability to carry that will, that the higher power that we have inside us, forward in our lives and join with others that are like-minded. If we all have good motives and good intentions, then good will result, most likely. Unintended consequences will too. But we can't control everything. All we can do is, as Jordan Peterson said, ethical decisions direct the future of the world. And I'm just hoping that we can continue and use these examples of marvelous things happening as a sign that it's our turn to do our work too. So guys, have a great day. Please think creatively of how you can contribute to throwing a monkey wrench in the machinery of those who are determined to reset us and change us according to their own interests. And let's have our own say about our own lives. Seems like we ought to. Okay, take care. Bye.